Look at that, air conditioner is working fine. So did I just say $400? Or did I waste $400? Okay, now the factory reset is supposed to be offset fan together. Again, I'm going to do this one hand and then set, I think it was. So those three buttons, see we got a little dot happening there, and then set. And that's happening. That happened. I don't know if it changed anything. So I'm going to go back to cool. Fans on. See, that should show the temperature inside here. Right. And we are set to cool, obviously. Put the temperature down a little bit. Quite a bit. And nothing's happening, honey. Yeah, so what was the issue and what was the solution? Well, back in June of this year, we are in 2020. Let me back up a little bit. When the boat was initially launched this season, we've had this boat for 4 years now, 4 seasons. When it was initially launched, that thing was working fine, no issues. It was doing the heat and air conditioning thing. I think we started off this year already hot, so everything was already running from the air conditioning onwards. So yeah, it was working fine for about a month, and then just out of the blue, it started giving these weird and wonderful well, I'll show you what it looked like, you tell me. Not error messages at all, it was just the thing stopped working. So I expected that it was this controller was on the fritz. So I went out on a Friday before the weekend, and because I was in close proximity to a supplier, and bought a replacement unit. Well, I put that in to no avail, because it just kept doing the same thing, getting the same freaky looking simple symbols and everything that was showing up there. So clearly, or at least I had estimated that this was not the issue. That was not the problem. So what I did was, down there in the V-berth where the actual head unit is, the air conditioning, I shut the main power off at the breaker panel, and I just went there and unplugged the 2 leads that go into it, power supply, and then the communication back to this thing here. I think that one was like a network cable type of affair, and just unplugged, replugged, unplugged, replugged. Did that a few times, checked the connections, they looked okay, but I just, boop, 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 boom, put them back in, plugged back in, turned the power on, and voila, this thing, the original one kept working. So this is now the original one back in its place, and the only problem is I have a $400 spare that I cannot return, because the supplier that I bought it through, he said once the box is open, I own it, simply because he's had too many people in the past who have had issues with the head unit, plug in the brand new ones and fry them. It's just, I mean, you can see there's nothing to it, it's just a little circuit board, right? And so he says he doesn't return them. It's it's a sensitive electronic piece of equipment. So I'm going to guess that this one is still in perfectly good working order, much like that one is. And so all I'm going to have now is a spare. Probably that one will last the rest of the life of this boat while we own it. But I'm sure the next boat that we have is going to have a similar type of CruiseAir or marine air system, or Dometic as they're called now, air conditioning unit. So they will all have this SMX. This is called the SMX2AB, and I think the AB just refers to either the black facade or bezel, or the A, I don't know if they were white or metallic or whatever it was, but anyways, that's what this one is. And yeah, so I'll probably I will hang on to this $400 item. I'm not going to let it go with the boat when it comes time to sell in a few years. So I will have that as a spare. Yeah, so if you found that interesting and helpful, potentially take a look down in the playlist, or sorry, take a look down in the description. As always look at the description, please, and see all the information that I put down there, so I don't have to answer the questions that are already answered in the description, like all the specs on this boat, camera equipment and everything else. But take a look down the description for a link to the playlist of my how I did it boat repairs and upgrades, as well as look at the back of the main channel. I have hundreds of videos of our unique and original cruising, both on this boat as well as our prior boats, as we travel all over the place, Trans-Siberian Waterway, Georgian Bay, all over. Because yes, it only seems like I'm only working on the boat all the time, but we actually do get out and cruise. And if you listen in the background, can you hear that? The lapping of the water against the hull? Because we are in fact away right now. We are doing some cruising for our 2020 boat trip. Those videos will be up or coming up or whatever, depending on when I get this one posted. So take a look at that. And don't forget, also, you can follow along on Facebook as well as my Instagram account. Just hashtag Boating with Boogaboo. It's all there, and because I post there every day, it's unique content to both those sites, photos, videos, and other fun stuff that we get into there. And please also take a look at my Patreon page. If you'd like to show some more support, you can go there, sign up for as little as $2 a month for 1 month, 6 months, or the rest of our lives together. It's entirely up to you, because I also post exclusive videos and content there as well for all my patrons. So check it out. It costs nothing to look at it. Anyways, I look forward to your comments as always, and we will see you on the next one. Hopefully we'll be out boating somewhere. Okay, that's it for now. Cheers.